We have some breaking news right now. Krystal Whipple, the suspect accused in the death of a nail salon worker, has been arrested. Metro says that she was located this morning in Glendale, Arizona. You'll remember the nail salon worker was killed after police say Whipple ran her over last month. She had left the salon without paying, and they've been looking for her for a while now, at least a few days to a week, and so she has been captured. I'm sure we'll learn more details as the day goes on. Well, you've probably seen this video still trending on social media. If not, it's an amazing story. A Milwaukee bus driver sprung into action to rescue a baby wandering barefoot in the cold. After she picks up the baby, she runs back to her bus and the passengers help her care for the child. Everyone was speechless.
I don't know what they told, was so upset and shaken.
Well, the baby's father thinks his wife, who's mentally ill, took their daughter to a church across the freeway and then forgot about her. But thanks to the bus driver, she was reunited with her dad and is in good health. Take a look at this, a diagonal smart parking garage. Now, it's the first of its kind in China, smart parking. Drivers park their vehicles on a platform. Then the machine lifts the vehicle both horizontally and vertically and then automatically places it in available parking space. Look at that. Well, when it's time to retrieve the vehicle, the platform brings it back to the driver, who can then drive away without having to back up. The system increases the capacity of parking garages by 60%, but probably takes a little while to get your car. Interesting. All right, new movies hit the box office. Coming up, film critic Josh Bell shares his reviews on Kevin Hart's new movie and A Dog's Way Home. Then later, another reminder of how you can monitor your child's social media accounts. All right, well, it's a little bit of a trick because today you're like, woo, 60, maybe a little crack in the windows. Then what?
And then we're going to be in the 50s, probably for like a week.
Oh, man.
Or 2 weeks.
I was just getting used to the 60.
I know. We're a little spoiled. It did feel warm yesterday when I was driving home in the car, but as we head into the weekend, temperatures are going to cool down and we'll have some periods of some thicker clouds, especially on your Saturday. We'll wake up to a bit of a gray sky tomorrow. That's all right. It's the weekend. We'll take whatever we can get. 50s, though, for highs on Saturday and on Sunday. Now, I am still pretty confident, as confident as a weatherman can be, that we will keep the showers south of Las Vegas on Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. So we're going to jump ahead into next week. I think by Tuesday we can start to count on some more reliable rain chances. Looks like the amount of moisture out there Monday night into Tuesday could be fairly light, but certainly enough to soak the roads and just make travel a little slippery around the valley. As we head into Wednesday, well, this specific computer model suggests a good soaking, maybe about a quarter inch falling at times on Wednesday, a little more on Thursday. This specific model, certainly one of the more enthusiastic ones about getting moisture down here into the valley. Other models have less precipitation, but with at least 4 rain chances in our forecast next week, late Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, it certainly is possible that parts of the valley could see more than a quarter inch of rain over the span of those 4 days. Now, up in the mountains, that is going to be, we think, quite a bit of snow. Different computer models suggesting a foot, if not more than a foot, of snow falling, especially Monday through Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. So this would be great for folks who want to get up to the lodge and see some snow, or head up to Leak Canyon, get some skiing or some snowboarding in. Next week will be a little more active. Out there on this Friday, it's dry down here at the Strip. We do have blue sky with, at times, thicker high clouds coming in from the west. Those clouds will tend to thicken up as we head into the afternoon. Temperatures, though, not too bad. Mid-50s out there right now in most neighborhoods. Your 13-hour forecast just hovers things in the upper 50s through the afternoon with those high clouds around, and then we'll drop down through the 50s and into the 40s by about 9 o'clock this evening. So 60 for the high today, and then tomorrow we'll start in the low 40s, maybe even upper 30s in some of the colder neighborhoods early tomorrow morning, but tomorrow afternoon with plenty of clouds in place, temperatures I think are going to feel a lot chillier in the 50s. Here's a look at those high clouds late today and tonight, and then on Saturday afternoon those showers do slide by just to our south. We'll keep an eye on the radar Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening, but we're not expecting raindrops here in the valley. Pollen levels remain low medium right on through the weekend. Temperatures falling from 60 today down into the 50s this weekend. We're stuck in the 50s all of next week with more clouds and those rain chances Dana, I think late Monday and Tuesday morning could be the first sort of window where we do have some wet weather around the valley. All
right. Well, perfect time for a movie. You know, we got a little drizzle out there. It's a good time to go to the movies. But are there good movies to see? That's the big question. Josh Bell here with the Bell Breakdown, our film critic, to talk about 2 new movies out. One of them starring Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart, who's been very controversial lately.
He has indeed.
So how's the movie is the big question.
I will say not controversial, I don't think. This movie, The Upside, it's a very heartwarming, inspirational kind of dramedy. It's a different role for Kevin Hart. There's a lot of comedy in this movie, but it's a bit toned down from what he normally does. It's actually a remake of a French movie from a few years ago that was very, very popular called The Intouchables, and it takes the same story. Bryan Cranston plays a very, very wealthy man who is quadriplegic, and he's kind of cranky, you know, has lost touch with the joy of life, as one might if you're confined to a wheelchair after an injury. And Kevin Hart is this ex-con, and he's trying to get his life together, and he ends up being hired as the caretaker for Bryan Cranston's character. So it's this kind of odd couple buddy comedy. You know, he teaches Bryan Cranston to loosen up, and Bryan Cranston helps him get his life back on track, and teaches him to appreciate opera, and he teaches Bryan Cranston to appreciate Aretha Franklin. And you can see where it's going. It is a very, it's very nice. Everything here is meant to be very pleasant, but it also felt to me very, very phony. It's very predictable and manipulative and contrived. It's got some crazy comedy moments that you need from Kevin Hart, or maybe they felt that they needed from Kevin Hart, that are kind of shoehorned in. There's some chemistry and charisma between these 2 actors, and that carries bits of it, but I think overall it's a forgettable January kind of. That's what we're stuck with this time of year, is these throwaway movies that have been floating around for a while and the studios are finally putting out. So maybe less controversial than what Kevin Hart's been dealing with in the public eye, but probably not quite worth going to the theater for.
Okay, it's a little Hallmark movie-ish? Or?
A little Hallmark movie-ish, maybe a little edgier than a Hallmark movie, yeah.
Well, some people like that,
That's true, yes.
Mostly when you can watch it at home, though, right?
Right, right.
All right, let's talk about this next one, A Dog's Way Home. How is this? Family-friendly? That's always good, right?
It is family-friendly, yeah. You could take everyone to this, although I wouldn't really recommend it. And this is even more Hallmark. We've got a lot of inspirational, uplifting, or efforts to do that this week. So this is from the creators of A Dog's Purpose, which people may have remembered. And it's a similar style in that we've got a dog, and you hear the dog's thoughts in a voiceover, this time from Bryce Dallas Howard, who gives a really kind of annoying, cutesy performance as the dog. And the dog is a little dim, and not just in a dog way. I kind of was annoyed with the dog by the end of this movie. But the dog, as you can see there, it kind of runs off and gets lost and has to find its way back home, and along the way has all sorts of adventures that were really not very interesting. There's a long stretch where it befriends a cougar that's like terrible CGI.
Like an older woman or a cougar?
No.
Okay,
it's an an animal created via CGI. So you've got the real dog interacting with the CGI cougar, and it really doesn't work. It's like a really long version of one of those YouTube videos about unlikely animal friends. And I think you probably just watch one of those instead. If you're a dog lover, there's some cute dog moments here, but the story really drags on, and the dog takes way too long to get home.
It does look, even just from looking at that, it does look a little on the cheese side.
There's a lot of cheese here. A lot of cheese in both of these movies, but even more so in the dog movie.
Okay, got it. So not the best movies out there, but if you just want to go chill, eat some popcorn, maybe.
There's other good stuff going on.
There is.
See Spider-Man or Bumblebee. Those are fun. Both family-friendly movies. Better choices than these, probably.
True. All right, Josh, thanks so much. That's the Bell Breakdown. And it's the first of the new year, so Happy New Year.
To you, too.
All right, stay with us. We're back after this. Well, North Las Vegas has dealt with several teen murders recently, and police say many of them stem from fights on social media. So 13 Action News reporter Alicia Patillo shows you which apps experts say parents really need to keep an eye on.
Nowadays, everyone is on social media, and experts say if parents want to monitor their kids' social media accounts, you should know these top 5 social media platforms: Facebook, GroupMe, Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram.
And there's a certain social pressure to, be impressive via the internet that didn't used to exist.
Social media has become one of the biggest tools used to influence people, specifically teenagers. In the age gap between 12 and 18, it's often used as a platform to bully and spark acts of violence. Just last month, North Las Vegas police told parents that it was important to monitor their kids, especially what they're posting on social media. Since then, police say many acts of violence may have been the result of an argument beginning on a social platform. Retired Police Lieutenant Randy Sutton says parents have to know what their children are doing online, even if it makes teens unhappy.
Parents have a responsibility. Their responsibility is to monitor their children. Now, is that an easy thing to do with a teenager? Probably not. But you know what? There's the parent and there's the child. And sometimes you can't be friends all the time.
Parents, make sure you watch out for your children's backup page. Sometimes they create a different page with a different name. Alicia Patillo, 13 Action News, elevating Las Vegas.
All right, thanks, Alicia. Well, we know the government shutdown is affecting thousands of federal workers, and locally, a female firefighter won't have her case anytime soon either. It involves revenge porn. We'll explain what that's all about coming up. You're watching 13 Action News live at midday. Join us for our next half hour.
Now, live from Las Vegas, this is 13 Action News live at midday.
Gas in my car. Where do I get the money to buy groceries?
Right now on the Valley's only 11 o'clock newscast, hundreds of thousands of federal workers didn't receive a paycheck today. Now the shutdown impacts are spiraling out of control. Well, a rather odd maintenance call from a Valley mom, what she noticed growing from her pipes and raised her concern. And we have a look at downtown Las Vegas, this new hotel and casino. Look at that. See how it's expected to reshape the area. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us for the second half of 13 Action News live at midday. It's Friday. I'm Dana Roselli. Well, some developing news now. Federal workers are fed up and not receiving a paycheck due to the government shutdown. However, the Senate guarantees back pay for all employees affected. ABC's Lana Zach reports there's still no end in sight.
Patience with the government shutdown has evaporated among large groups of Americans.
I'm really tired of feeling like a bargaining chip for a fight that's not mine.
Hundreds of thousands of federal workers are missing their paychecks today.
Where do I get the money to put gas in my car? Where do I get the money to buy groceries?
The impacts of the shutdown are snowballing. Routine food inspections have now been suspended by the FDA. More than 1,000 contracts for subsidized housing have expired. And air traffic controllers and TSA agents are working without pay. At Miami International Airport, access to one of its terminals is expected to be cut because they can't count on having enough screeners. But negotiations to reopen the government are stalled.
Let's open up government. Let's have a civilized debate.
Instead of a compromise, it looks increasingly likely that President Trump is considering going around Congress to declare a national emergency. The White House has asked the Army Corps of Engineers to look into redirecting funds to the border wall, multiple sources confirmed to ABC News. That could divert money planned for disaster relief projects in California, Florida, Texas, Puerto Rico, and other states. And now some of the president's allies, like Senator Lindsey Graham, are removing their opposition to that extraordinary step in order to break the logjam.
I always said it would be the last resort. We're there. There's no pathway forward that I can see.
Vice President Pence is visiting U.S. Customs and Border Patrol headquarters today, while President Trump is holding a roundtable on border security. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
Well, we're learning the partial government shutdown is having a big impact on a revenge porn lawsuit involving a female firefighter with Las Vegas Fire and Rescue. The female firefighter's lawyer says that she's ready to file a sexual harassment lawsuit, but can't because the federal agency that processes the paperwork for those types of claims is shut down. 13 Action News reported the revenge porn details last year when the female firefighter claims a sexually explicit video of her was passed around to her coworkers. And when she reported the issue, she said her concerns went nowhere.
Everybody's very frustrated. We're essentially stuck in a holding pattern. Cases that have been going on for months, years, sometimes we're at the point where we're ready to move forward and now we can't.
Well, Jenny Full represents the woman whose name 13 Action News is not revealing due to the sexual nature of the allegations. She says countless other federal civil lawsuits will also be on hold until the government reopens. We did reach out to the city of Las Vegas about the potential lawsuit, but a spokesperson said that they would not comment on the situation. Well, a Valley mom of 4 is battling a bizarre plumbing problem, a root growing out of her pipe, and now she's afraid the water isn't safe. She's renting a townhouse in Henderson.
Realize everything you use water for until you fear your water. I mean, you cook with it, you drink it, you bathe your children in it, you brush your teeth with it, you wash your clothes, you do a lot of stuff with the water.
Well, 13 Action News stepped in and made some phone calls. Now the management company says they're working with the plumber to resolve that issue. Well, a family's pricey investment of training their rescue dog turns into a nightmare when their dog is returned with burns, wounds, and scars. They turned to 13 Chief Investigator Darcy Spears to help warn others.
Oreo began his life on the streets.
He was actually with a homeless man, about 2 or 3 months old. He got hit by a car. The homeless person took him to the vet.
After surgery on his pelvis and 4 months of healing, Annette Mansfield and her son Austin rescued the plucky pup.
So when we got him, he was 7 months old, never had a home.
They fell in love with his buoyant personality, but soon his size and energy became too much.
And he's getting harder and harder for me to train or walk because I get pulled. And
they decided to invest in some professional help.
I got real excited. I just wanted to have him trained by a professional, get that type of one-on-one with him, enjoy the dog more because he's getting bigger and bigger. He's now only 1.5 years and he's almost 100 pounds.
She spent nearly $2,000 for immersive training, but instead,
a nightmare.
And she wants her family's experience to serve as a warning.
This cannot happen. This cannot happen to another animal.
When she couldn't get results,
the gate is locked?
We stepped in.
I've been trying to get a hold of you. I'm actually outside your house right now.
13 investigates tonight on Action News live at 11.
All right, thanks, Darcy. All right, let's check in with Justin Bruce. It's Friday, and always the most important day for the forecast, I think, for a lot of folks that work during the week.
Yeah, we're excited to have a couple days of a break, Dana, and we think that the weather is going to change in time for weekend plans. But if you're doing anything outside, it's going to be chilly. Now, temperatures today are already pushing the upper 50s. We've enjoyed sunshine, just a few high clouds so far today, but those high clouds will thicken up through the balance of the afternoon. The winds are light. They'll stay calm through tonight. The high clouds, though, will stubbornly stick with us out there tonight. So you're fine in a sweatshirt or a light little jacket through the afternoon, but then into the evening, you'll want the real deal, a heavier coat, as temperatures will fall down into the 40s after 9 p.m. 56 right now at McCarran, or 55 in Anthem, 55 North Las Vegas, 57 in Boulder City. Highs close to 60 in some neighborhoods, many neighborhoods out there this Friday afternoon. But tomorrow, Dana, it's going to be noticeably colder. Highs only in the mid-50s. We're going to show you where rain could dampen things briefly this weekend, and then talk about better rain chances in the valley next.
All right, thanks, Justin. Well, another case of norovirus breaks out on a cruise ship. More than 270 passengers became ill aboard the Royal Caribbean ship. ABC's Victor Oquendo reports all the commotion is thankfully calming down.
This nightmare cruise through the Caribbean is coming to an early end. Passengers that we spoke with told us that people were nervous about leaving their rooms once those symptoms started spreading. Now that ship is headed back to port. Royal Caribbean tells ABC News 277 passengers and crew members suffered an episode of gastrointestinal illness. The CDC is investigating. The Oasis of the Seas is one of the biggest ships in the world, decked out with 2-story suites, a high dive pool, rock wall, even a zip line. On Sunday, the Oasis left Port Canaveral with nearly 9,000 people on board, bound for a 7-day cruise through the Caribbean. By Tuesday, when the ship was approaching Jamaica, guests and crew started coming down with symptoms like nausea. Jamaican officials say their doctors went on board to help. Now the crew is constantly sanitizing common areas on the massive ship, from pool handrails to lounging and dining areas. A letter was sent to all staterooms on the ship, letting passengers know what happened and urging everyone to wash their hands. The Oasis of the Seas will be back in Florida on Saturday. All passengers will be receiving a full refund. Victor Oquendo, ABC News, Miami Beach.
All right, if you're looking for something to do with the family this weekend here in town, the new Maya Cinemas in North Las Vegas is now officially open. The new state-of-the-art theater on Las Vegas Boulevard between Lake Mead and Cary had its grand opening yesterday. The theater includes 14 screens and moving chairs that enhance the movie that you're watching. It also includes an arcade and a cantina. The theater will show everything mainstream theaters show, but international and Spanish language films will be included also. Well, the skyline of downtown Las Vegas is about to change. Circa will be a new hotel and casino having more than 700 rooms as well as all brand new attractions. As 13 Action News anchor Carla Wade shows you, it's generating excitement about the future of downtown.
This video announcing Circa Resort and Casino, a 1.25 million square foot property, pays tribute to the entrepreneurs who gambled on developing downtown Las Vegas and won.
We've always wanted to have a connection to the past because you can't replace the authenticity of downtown Las Vegas.
Scheduled to open in December of 2020, developer Derek Stevens says it's not just another building, but one of the building blocks in reshaping downtown.
Step by step, the snowball keeps rolling. So I hope this impacts other entrepreneurs and other business people to grow.
Stevens declined to comment on how much Circa is costing him to build, but says construction will begin soon. And that means thousands of positions to fill right here in Las Vegas, including 2,000